Ah, the Shire, a place you could only visit in books, movies, and video games. Until now. The good people at Bergschneider, who make quality, bully-attracting clothes, have brought the Middle Earth to the real world. Specifically to rural central Kentucky in the form of a 4-day-long live-action role-play event with camping. It all started with a Kickstarter and a humble ask of $80,000, and they got over twice as much. And I could see why. What's not to love about a zero-combat, chill Hobbit vibes experience? However, with this being a first-of-its-kind event, in the middle of nowhere, with this much money involved, it's hard not to draw comparisons to the infamous Fire Festival. A fiasco so bonkers that it got 2 documentaries. My logic was, this thing was either going to be life-changingly cool or an absolute disaster, which would be really funny to see, so I committed to the bit. The $475 bit. I'm sure you're desperate to know how it turned out, dear viewer, and I am here for you. Behold, I have developed a sophisticated scale that evaluates the entirety of my personal experience from beginning to end. Let's discover together the answer to the ultimate question. Was the Brandywine Festival a Shire Fest? Or Shire is the best? The time leading up to the event was pretty stressful. The event Discord was full of conflicting information about what was proper Hobbit attire and attitude. The last thing I wanted to do was be reprimanded for having the wrong boots or hat or accent. Plus, so much reading. The characters me and my pal settled on were Bingo Greenplum and Slim Tall Timbers, the last remaining members of a traveling theater troupe called the Greenplum Players. Our shtick was we were attending the Brandywine Festival in hopes to replace the talent recently poached by our rivals, the Dandelion Guild. Pretty fun. This was a 4-day camping event, but we're delicate and old, so we got an Airbnb 20 minutes away in a town with 1 restaurant, no coffee, lots of creepy antique shops, and just the right amount of tacky, poorly designed patriotic art. Turns out, the first day was for people to set up their camps, not really for walking around like a hobbit yet. But there were still plenty of people in costume and character, so it was fine. You just had to ignore all the cars and heavy machinery. Now, Slim and I were new to LARP, so we attended a brief but informative workshop, and from there we ended up meeting some great folks who we'd be hanging out with for the remainder of the trip. All in all, the first day was just the right amount of intensity to get our feet wet. Game on, baby! Middle-earth was alive and teeming with hobbits, Shirish music, games, classes, and a bunch of little quests. But if you're not the type A, sweaty, min-max, or scavenger hunt type, you could just chill in the crafting area and make little trinkets and keepsakes to trade at the night market. Which is a market, at night, where hobbits could trade their little mathams and doodads with one another. I traded a slice of apple pie for some moonshine. It was sick! There were brigands, spiders, dwarves, and elves. So much going on that you couldn't see it all, which encouraged hobbits to be all gossipy and interact with each other. That's good game design because you get to talk to people and make friends, which is where the real magic of this event lies. Slim Tall Timbers and I met storytellers, musicians, and artists who were eager to join the Greenplum Players. We even ended up producing and performing our own play at the talent show, which we basically kinda got first place, sort of. It wasn't all buttered scones and pint glasses, friends. There was this optional great feast, which is organized really poorly. We waited in line for hours for just a little bit of hobbit food. What the hob, dude? It would have been a lot worse if we weren't waiting in line with our new pals. It gave us a chance to talk out of character and learn more about each other as people. There was also this guy who kept giving people weird beer that he made, which honestly helped quite a bit. Coming down off this thing was interesting. I think I finally understand those dorks who claim to have post-Avatar depression syndrome. Don't get me wrong, LARPing is weird, uncomfortable, and embarrassing. But being vulnerable and fully embracing it led me to have probably the coolest experience of my entire stupid life, and allowed me the opportunity to meet some truly amazing, creative, and inspiring new friends. I challenge you, dear viewer, to find a better way to fill that Stars Hollow summer camp trick-or-treat shaped hole that's inside every one of us. So am I a live-action roleplay pervert now? Yeah, dog. And for my money, you surely can't do better than the Brandywine Festival. And now, my friends, it's time to sign the humble Airbnb guestbook and prepare for next year.